Hey y'all, good evening, and welcome to Artist Spotlight Sunday with me, your host, Deep Spawn Logic. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me in the discovery and support of independent music artists and their music. This evening, I bring to you an artist who, as a teenager, considered his two boombox cassette players his recording studio. Now we fast forward years later to finding an extraordinary artist that tells his story in his music with vivid, unapologetic lyrics cradled by dope beats that transcend you into his world. This evening, I bring to you rapper, songwriter, music producer, and recording artist, Nate McMoney. You know how we do. Take a sip of your wine, or maybe you just got a cup of coffee. Either way, the light is shining, so let's go. In Appleton, Wisconsin, Nate McMoney was born into a family that had a wide range of tastes in music of multiple genres. He grew up in an environment where there was always music playing, which allowed Nate to explore his likes in music. Starting out with an interest in classic rock, he dabbled in wanting to learn guitar. Around the age of 13, he was exposed to hip-hop artists such as the Ghetto Boys, NWA, Paperboy, Master Ace, Outkast, and many others. This is when Nate says he felt like the music spoke to a deeper part of him, and he has been walking in that direction ever since. He would buy rap singles on cassette that contained the instrumental version on one side and use those as his beats. With a blank tape recording in one boombox and a beat playing from the other, Nate would spit freestyles and passionately write raps. He would then play them for anyone who would listen. As he moved forward, he was able to buy a drum machine and sampler, which he considered his weapon of choice because every instrument he needed existed within it and offered the ability to manipulate and create brand new sounds of his own. During this time, he was musically influenced by additional hip-hop artists such as the Beastie Boys, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, Dayton Family, 3 6 Mafia, Spice One, E40, and many others. Years would pass with Nate experimenting in his notebooks and learning modern technologies such as computer programs for recording to capture his thoughts and lyrics. He knew that consistency was key, and staying on his grind, he felt ready to move to the next level. In January of 2001, he released his debut album titled Taste, which he would perform songs from locally in the coming years. This release and its coinciding performances garnered a strong response. Nate McMoney's buzz quickly spread locally, motivating him to embrace his talents and head back to the studio. Unfortunately, Nate's life started taking a turn as he started indulging in drugs. He says he grew up in an environment and around people that normalized drug use as escapes from adversity. Also, he thought as an artist it would allow him to be more social, breaking him out of his shell. He found that he had become more of the person he did not want to be. He realized he traded his authentic self for someone who was arrogant, destructive, and selfish. From 2007 to 2009, a family tragedy and personal life turbulence left Nate gasping for a final breath to remain and finish his purpose in music. Being deeply disturbed by who and what he had become, he turned to God and asked for forgiveness, guidance, strength, and the ability to move forward. Nate states that God went beyond what he asked for, and he triumphantly returned from the storms of addiction and destruction. Nate had become the artist that could lyricize his experiences, both the highs and the lows, in highly relatable ways. His music is a personal autobiography in many ways and offers deeper details and insights into his journey. His style of music is authentic, genuine, provocative, and honest. Music is and has always been therapeutic for him. He has also learned that we all have differing ideas about life, and sometimes someone can say something that makes us completely reinterpret our views. This can at times be life-changing or life-saving for someone. This is what he says inspires him and his music. So now, let's talk about the music behind the artist. The first song I'm going to tell you about is What You Really Gonna Do, which happens to be the first song I clicked on. Now, this doesn't happen often. I usually click through a few songs of an artist before I pick, the three that I want to present to you. But the orchestrated chords had me naturally hooked on that alone. And when you focus on the lyrics, you really appreciate the way he brings you in on his side of things. You know that quote about walking in another man's shoes? Well, that is how his lyrics make you feel. After listening, you feel like you've taken a couple steps. Walk along that line and add what you really want to do to your playlist. The next song is Sun in My Eyes. The static snare drum roll brings you in and Nate's cadence just dances around it. Along with the suspenseful breaks in the beats, the only word that comes to mind is swag. The song has swag, and the vibe and the video are very eccentric, which is right up my alley. That is why I was hooked from the beginning. Plus, I was singing the hook all day. Woke up this morning with the sun in my eyes. Woke up this morning with the sun in my eyes. Hey, add this one to your playlist. Next is Wish the World Away. This song gave me goosebumps. It has a beautiful intro, which quickly transforms to a lone single tear, because the song dives into the time of his drug use, conquering it, and his strong faith that allows him to rise to be the man that he is today. Make sure to listen to Wish the World Away. I asked Nate who in life motivates him to push forward, and he said primarily it would be his two daughters, Aaliyah and Mariah, who he considers the greatest blessings in his life. He also stated that there have been a couple of times that a person here or there would call him to the side and tell him that what he said or how he said something really helped them. He says it's experiences like these that motivate him. I also asked Nate to give me two of his most memorable moments in his music career. The first was performing in Nashville, Tennessee, and secondly, shooting the video for his song, Where Do I Go? He says what makes it most memorable are the people that shared the moment with him, and those who were there know exactly who they are and why. Going forward in 2024, he has new music coming and plans to release 2 new videos for his songs, Fading and Love Never Fails. To stay on top of everything Nate McMoney and his music, make sure to click on the links in the caption and follow his social media and artist pages. His 2 songs, Wish the World Away and Sun in My Eyes, will be added to the Artist Spotlight Sunday Favorite Picks playlist. And that brings me to the end of another Artist Spotlight. I want to thank you all for joining me once again to shine a great bright light on today's Spotlight artist, Nate McMoney. Make sure to join me in 2 weeks for the next Artist Spotlight. Also, keep an eye out for the new Artist Spotlight segment, Spot That Gem, which features radio stations, podcasts, and more that support independent music artists. Remember, when you support an incredible independent artist, you discover amazing independent music. You all have an amazing evening, and until next time, hugs and love.